I thought accepting help meant giving up my independence. I was wrong about a lot of things. When I accidentally texted my address to a stranger's phone, the last person I expected to show up at my door was a man in an expensive suit holding white flowers and speaking in whispers that could stop grown men in their tracks. My 7-year-old nephew hadn't spoken a word in 6 months, but when this mysterious stranger knelt down and offered him a chess piece, something shifted in both their eyes. What I didn't know was that my stalker ex-landlord had just made the biggest mistake of his life. Because the man protecting us wasn't just anyone. He was someone who'd lost everything once before, and he'd rather burn the world down than watch another family break. Subscribe and tell me in the comments. Have you ever met someone who changed your entire life in a single moment? I take the stairs 2 at a time. My legs burn from the hotel shift. Eli's small hand grips mine. Quiet and locks, I whisper to him. That's all we need. He nods without speaking. He hasn't said a word in 6 months, not since the night that changed everything. The new apartment door stands before us. 3rd floor, no elevator. The landlord said the building was safe. I paid first and last month in cash. Inside, I flip 3 locks. The chain slides into place with a satisfying click. Eli sits on our one suitcase and watches me count the groceries. Milk, bread, peanut butter. Enough for 3 days. We made it, I tell him. Eli's eyes are wide. They hold too much for a 7-year-old. I sit beside him on the suitcase. Want to see your room? He stands and follows me down the narrow hall. The bedroom has one window that faces the alley. A mattress sits on the floor. I hung blackout curtains yesterday. Your castle? I say. Eli touches the window glass. His finger leaves a small print. He looks at me and nods once. In our language, that means yes. Back in the kitchen, I pull out my phone. My sister's contact is still saved. Sarah Cole. The number hasn't worked in months, but habits die hard. I type, new address, 47 Maple Street, Apt 3B. We're safe. My thumb hovers over send. Sarah won't see it. Her phone was disconnected when the hospital bills started piling up. But typing to her feels normal. Like she might still answer. I hit send. The message shows delivered. Then read. My blood turns cold. Sarah's phone doesn't work. No one should have that number. I delete the text thread with shaking fingers. Too late. Someone saw my address. Footsteps echo in the hallway outside. Heavy boots on cheap carpet. They stop at my door. Eli appears beside me. His eyes ask the question he can't voice. I take his hand. We're fine. The doorbell rings. I press my eye to the peephole. The hallway is empty. No one stands by the door. A brown paper bag sits on the welcome mat. Eli tugs my shirt. He points at the bag. Stay here, I whisper. I unlock the chain but keep the deadbolt turned. The door opens 3 inches, enough to see the bag clearly. No movement in the hall, no sounds from the other apartments. I grab the bag and slam the door shut. Lock everything again. Inside the bag, milk, bread, and a single white flower. The petals are soft. Perfect. Expensive. Eli touches the flower with one finger. Something shifts in his expression. Wonder, maybe. Or hope. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. I meant kindness. L. My hands shake. I set the phone on the counter. The flower sits next to it. Beautiful and terrifying. Who is L? How did they get Sarah's number? Why send groceries and flowers to a stranger? Eli points at the milk. He's thirsty. Normal kid problems in an abnormal situation. I pour him a glass. He drinks it slowly. His eyes stay on the flower. Someone made a mistake, I tell him. Wrong address. But the text said they meant kindness. Not an accident. Intentional. I draft a message. You have the wrong number. delete. Try again. Stop contacting me, delete. The flower catches light from the kitchen window. White petals against brown paper. Eli touches it again. My phone rings. Unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. It rings again, immediately. This time I answer but don't speak. A man's voice, low and careful. I scared you. I'm sorry. I hang up. The phone buzzes with a text. I meant kindness. Nothing more. L. Morning light streams through the kitchen window. Eli sits at our card table eating cereal. The flower is in a water glass between us. I check the locks twice before we leave. The hallway is empty. Quiet. School day, I tell Eli. He puts on his backpack without complaint. Good kid. Too good for what we've been through. We walk 6 blocks to Roosevelt Elementary. The streets are busy. Morning commuters and dog walkers. Normal people living normal lives. A shadow moves across the street. Keeps pace with us for 2 blocks. When I stop to tie Eli's shoe, the shadow stops too. My chest tightens. Paranoia or real threat? I take Eli's hand and walk faster. The shadow falls back. At school, I kneel to Eli's height. Good day, I'll be here at 3. He nods and walks through the front doors. Small and brave. I work the lunch shift at the Grandview Hotel, housekeeping, clean rooms and replace towels. The pay is cash, no questions asked. After work, I stop at the corner store for pasta. The owner knows us. He always asks how Eli is doing. Getting better, I say. It's a lie. Eli isn't getting better. He's just getting quieter. Outside the store, a voice stops me cold. Amina. I turn. Trevor Kane stands beside a black car. My former landlord. The reason we had to run. Eli presses against my side. Nice neighborhood, Trevor says. He looks around like he owns it. Expensive for a hotel maid. We don't owe you anything, I say. Back rent, plus interest, plus inconvenience fees. My stomach drops. I paid everything. Not everything. His smile makes my skin crawl. But I'm flexible about payment methods. I grab Eli's hand. Start walking. Trevor follows. Running again? How's that working out? I don't answer. Can't answer. Fear clogs my throat. I know where you live, Amina. 3rd floor? Nice locks. We reach our building. I push Eli ahead of me up the stairs. Think about my offer. Trevor calls from the sidewalk. I'll be in touch. At the apartment door, I freeze. Scratches mark the chain lock. Fresh gouges in the metal. Someone tried to break in. Eli sees it too. His face goes pale. I push him behind me and unlock the door. The apartment is empty, nothing disturbed, but the scratches on the chain tell a story. Trevor, had to be. I deadbolt the door and check every window. All secure. The doorbell rings. My heart hammers against my ribs. I grab a kitchen knife and peer through the peephole. A man in a dark suit stands in the hall. Tall, broad shoulders. He holds white flowers. Not Trevor. The same flowers from this morning. Miss Cole? His voice is muffled through the door. My name is Luca. L, the texter. I don't answer. I received your address by mistake, he says. I wanted to apologize in person. Still don't answer. I brought flowers to honor your courage. Courage? He doesn't know anything about my life. Eli appears beside me. He looks through the peephole. I'll leave them by your door, the man says. No pressure. Footsteps move away from the door, then come back. Ma'am, there's someone on the stairs. He's asking about apartment 3B. My blood freezes. Trevor. The man's voice changes, becomes harder. Sir, visiting hours are over. Trevor's voice echoes up the stairwell. Mind your business. This is my business now, the man says. His voice is quiet, calm. Not tonight. Silence stretches, then footsteps retreat down the stairs. Only one set. I open the door. The man called Luca stands in the hallway. He's older than me, maybe 35. Dark hair, dark eyes that see too much. White flowers rest in his hands. He's gone, Luca says. Eli peeks around my legs. He stares at Luca with curious eyes. Luca crouches down, brings himself to Eli's eye level. Hello. Eli doesn't speak, never does, but he doesn't hide either. These are for your home, Luca tells him. He sets the flowers on the floor between them. White peonies, they mean honor. Eli's breath catches. He looks at the flowers like they're magic. How do you know my address? I ask. Luca stands slowly. Someone gave me the wrong number. I thought I was helping a friend's family move. And you just show up with flowers? I believe in apologies, especially when I've caused fear. Trevor's voice booms from the stairwell. Amina, we're not finished. Luca steps past me into the hallway. He doesn't raise his voice. We are. Trevor appears on the landing. His face is red, angry. Who the hell are you? Someone who values quiet evenings, Luca says. Something passes between them. Understanding or warning. Trevor's anger shifts to uncertainty. He looks from Luca to me. This isn't over. It is, Luca says. Trevor leaves without another word. I'm shaking, furious at my own weakness. I hate needing rescue. You didn't have to do that, I tell Luca. No, I chose to. Eli slides one of his plastic chess pawns across the floor. It stops at Luca's feet. Luca picks it up, studies it like it holds secrets. Thank you. He hands the pawn back to Eli. Gentle, respectful. I should go, Luca says. He gives me a business card. Emergency number only, no obligations. I take the card. Don't look at it. The locks, I say. They're damaged. I'll send someone, tonight. No charge. I want to refuse. Independence is all I have left. But Eli's safety matters more than my pride. Okay. Luca nods and walks to the stairs. Miss Cole? Yes? You are braver than you know. He leaves. His footsteps fade down the stairwell. Eli picks up the peonies, buries his face in the petals. For the first time in months, he almost smiles. An hour later, a knock. I check the peephole. A stocky man with kind eyes stands outside. Behind him, another man carries a toolbox. Ma'am, I'm Enzo. Mr. Vassallo sent us about the locks. Mr. Vassallo, Luca's last name. I open the door. We'll work in the hall, Enzo says. Won't disturb you. 20 minutes. The locksmith gets to work. Enzo stays in the hallway, arms crossed, watching the stairs. Eli sits at the kitchen table drawing. The peonies rest in a water glass beside his paper. He draws flowers, over and over. My phone buzzes. A text from Luca's number. Luca, no visits without invitation, no surveillance inside your home. These are your rules? I type back, yes. Luca, agreed. Simple, clear, respectful. The locksmith finishes. 3 new deadbolts, a reinforced chain, keys that shine silver and clean. Test them, Enzo says. I do. Each lock slides smooth and sure. The door feels solid now. Thank you. Enzo nods. You need anything, call the number, day or night. They leave. I lock the new locks. Count them. 1, 2, 3. Eli looks up from his drawing. He points at the door, then gives me a thumbs up. Yes, I tell him. We're safe. But safety feels fragile, like holding water in cupped hands. Work the next day feels different, suspicious. The hotel manager, Mrs. Peterson, pulls me aside. There was a complaint about your work yesterday. What kind of complaint? Missed items in room 4 and 12. Guest says the bathroom wasn't cleaned. I cleaned that room twice, checked everything. Can I see the complaint? Anonymous submission. No details. Anonymous, just like Trevor's threats. Am I being written up? Warning only. This time. This time. The threat is clear. I finish my shift in silence. Check my phone. No messages. Walking home, I notice things. Cars that idle too long. People who look away too fast. The world feels watched. At the building, something's different. A small security camera points at the stairwell entrance. New installation. I climb the stairs. Check my locks. All secure. Inside, I call Luca's number. He answers on the first ring. Miss Cole? The camera, outside my building. Public property only. Watches the street entrance. I didn't ask for surveillance. You asked for safety. The man who bothered you last night? He came back at 2 a.m. The camera shows him trying door handles. My chest tightens. You were watching? The camera alerts to activity. Nothing more. I don't want to be watched. Name your terms. I'll keep only what keeps you safe. Eli appears beside me. He looks out the window at the camera. Makes a sign with his hands. The sign means safe. The sign he used to make for his mother. My resolve wavers. Eli needs safety more than I need independence. 1 week, I say. 1 week, Luca agrees. I'll stay away unless you call. Unless I call. The line goes quiet. Then, Miss Cole? Yes? You're doing everything right. He hangs up. Eli is still at the window, still signing safe at the camera. Friday morning. My phone rings at 6 a.m. Hotel number. I answer. Amina, this is Mrs. Peterson. We need you to come in early. HR wants to meet. HR never wants to meet with housekeeping staff. What about? Anonymous complaints and some concerns about your associations. My blood runs cold. What associations? Please come in, 9 a.m. She hangs up. I dress in my best clothes. Black pants, white shirt. Try to look professional. At the hotel, Mrs. Peterson leads me to a conference room. A woman in a business suit sits at the table, folder in front of her. Miss Cole, I'm Janet Morris from Human Resources. I sit across from her, keep my back straight. We've received complaints about your work performance, Janet says. She opens the folder. Inside, a photo of me walking with Luca yesterday. Someone took it from across the street. Can you explain this relationship? He helped me with a problem. What kind of problem? Personal, not work-related. Janet slides another photo across the table, me accepting the business card. Luca's face is clear. Do you know who this man is? I study Luca's face in the photo. His name is Luca. Luca Vassallo. He has a reputation. A reputation. The words hang between us. I don't know what that means, I say. It means associating with him puts this hotel at risk. It puts other employees at risk. He's never been to this hotel. His presence in your life is enough. The door opens. Luca walks in, suit pressed, expression calm. Good morning, he says to Janet. I believe you wanted to discuss Miss Cole's employment. Janet's face goes pale. Mr. Vassallo, we weren't expecting... Miss Cole is the most professional employee you have, Luca says. He sits beside me without asking permission. In 3 months, she's had 0 legitimate complaints, 0 missed shifts, 0 problems with guests. How do you know her employment record? I don't. I know her character. Janet looks between us. Something shifts in her expression. Fear, maybe, or calculation. Miss Cole, she says finally. You're not in trouble. We just need to ensure all employees understand our policies. What policies? No outside relationships that could compromise hotel security. Luca's voice is quiet. Miss Cole's relationships are her choice, not yours. Janet closes the folder. Of course. Miss Cole, you can return to work. Regular schedule. I stand, confused, but relieved. Thank you, I tell Janet. Outside the conference room, I turn to Luca. You didn't have to do that. No, I chose to. We walk through the hotel lobby. Other employees stare, whisper. This'll make things harder for me, I say. Luca stops walking. His eyes find mine. I couldn't watch another family break because of me. Another family. The words carry weight. Pain. What happened to the first one? His jaw tightens. We should talk, but not here. He hands me a slip of paper, an address. Tomorrow morning, if you want answers. I take the paper. I want answers. 10 a.m., coffee shop on 5th Street. Come alone. I will. He walks away, leaves me standing in the hotel lobby with a dozen questions and one certainty. Luca Vassallo carries secrets that could change everything. The coffee shop is busy, morning rush. I spot Luca at a corner table. Enzo sits across the street in a black car. I slide into the seat across from Luca. Your bodyguard? My friend. Old habits. The waitress comes over. I order coffee. Black. 3 rules, I say when she's gone. Luca waits. No surprises. No touching without permission. No interference at my job. Agreed. Just like that? You're asking for respect. That's not negotiable. My phone buzzes. Text message from unknown number. I open it. Nice table by the window. You look good together. The message includes a photo. Us. Taken from outside the coffee shop. Right now. I show Luca the message. His expression darkens. Trevor? I say. More than Trevor. Luca pulls out his phone. Types quickly. He has help now. What kind of help? The kind that takes photos and sends threats. My hands shake. I set the phone on the table. Luca reaches across the table. Stops before touching me. Permission? I nod. He covers my hand with his. Warm. Steady. This escalates today, he says. New rules now. He slides a small phone across the table. Panic button, 1 number programmed. Press it twice if you're in danger. I pocket the phone. I don't want to need this. I know. Take it anyway. The coffee shop door chimes. A man in a baseball cap enters. Looks around. His eyes stop on our table. Time to go, Luca says. We stand together, move toward the door. The man in the cap follows. Outside, Enzo pulls up to the curb. Get in, he calls. I hesitate. Your choice, Luca says. But choose fast. The man in the cap exits the coffee shop, starts walking toward us. I get in the car. Enzo drives through downtown traffic. His eyes check the mirrors constantly. Where are we going? I ask. Safe place, Luca says. To talk. I watch the city pass through tinted windows. Normal people walking dogs, buying coffee, living lives without threats. The man in the cap? Gone, Enzo says from the front seat. For now. We pull up to a brownstone near the waterfront. Tall windows, iron fence. The kind of house that costs more than I'll make in 10 years. This is your home? I ask Luca. Yes. I can't go inside. Why not? Because accepting help feels like surrendering. Luca turns in his seat. His eyes find mine. What if help doesn't require surrender? It always does. Not this time. The front door opens. An older woman appears on the steps, gray hair pulled back, apron tied around her waist. She waves at the car. Nonna Rosa, Luca says. My housekeeper. She raised me after my parents died. She knows about me? She knows I'm helping someone. Nothing more. Enzo gets out, opens my door. 20 minutes, he tells Luca. Then I drive Miss Cole wherever she wants to go. 20 minutes. A time limit, not a trap. I get out of the car. Inside, the house is quiet. Clean lines, dark wood, everything in its place. Nonna Rosa brings tea without being asked, sets the tray on a low table and leaves without speaking. I sit on the edge of a leather couch. Luca sits across from me. Careful distance between us. Tell me about your family, I say. Which one? The one I lost or the one that raised me? Both. Luca picks up his teacup, sets it down without drinking. I had a wife, Isabella, and a daughter, Sophia. She was 8 months old. Had, past tense. My chest tightens. What happened? Car bomb, meant for me, wrong place, wrong time. The words fall between us, heavy and final. I'm sorry. 3 years ago, I haven't been the same since. Why are you helping me? Because you remind me that families are worth protecting. We're not your family. No, but you could be safe. That matters to me. My phone buzzes. Trevor's number. I show Luca the screen. Answer it, he says. I press speaker. What do you want? Trevor's voice fills the room. Nice place you're visiting. Very upscale. I look at the windows. Heavy curtains. No way to see inside. How do you know where I am? I know lots of things, like where your nephew goes to school. My blood freezes. Stay away from Eli. Pay what you owe, plus interest, by Sunday. I don't owe you anything. $3,000, cash. The line goes dead. Luca's jaw is tight. He's escalating. I don't have $3,000. This isn't about money, it's about control. My hands shake. I set the phone on the table. I need to get Eli from school. Enzo will drive you. And then? Then you decide, your apartment with new threats, or somewhere safe until this ends. Somewhere safe meaning here? Guest room, separate entrance, your rules. I look around the quiet house. Sturdy walls, strong locks, the kind of place where children could sleep without fear. One night, I say. Until I figure this out. One night. But we both know it might not be enough. Enzo drives me to the school. Normal pickup time. Normal chaos of parents and children. Eli runs to me when he sees the car. His backpack bounces against his back. Good day? I ask him. He nods, points at a drawing in his folder. A castle with 3 towers, 3 figures in the windows. Who lives in the castle? He points at the smallest figure, then at me, then at the tallest figure. Who's the tall one? Eli shrugs, but he's drawn the figure with dark hair and a gentle expression. In the car, Eli sits between me and Luca. He shows Luca the drawing. Strong castle, Luca says. Good defenses. Eli nods seriously, like they're discussing real architecture. We're staying somewhere new tonight, I tell Eli. Just for one night. Eli looks at me with questioning eyes. The man who bothered us yesterday, he's still bothering us. We need to be extra safe. Eli's face goes pale. He remembers Trevor. Remembers running. Luca speaks quietly. The new place has thick walls, good locks. You'll have your own room. Eli studies Luca's face. Whatever he sees there must satisfy him. He nods once. At our apartment, I pack quickly. Clothes for 2 days. Eli's chest set. The white peonies in a plastic cup. The hallway camera catches us leaving. I wonder who else might be watching. The brownstone guest room has a double bed and a reading chair. Clean towels on the dresser. Windows that face the garden instead of the street. Bathrooms across the hall. Luca says. Kitchen downstairs if you need anything. Thank you. Dinner is at 7, if you want to join us. Us? Nonna and me, sometimes Enzo, family dinner. Family, the word hangs between us. We'll eat up here. Of course. He leaves us alone. Eli explores the room, tests the bed by sitting on the edge. Looks out the window at the garden. What do you think? I ask him. He gives me a thumbs up. Then he sets up his chess pieces on the small table by the window. My phone rings. Work number. Amina, this is Mrs. Peterson. Someone called looking for you. Asking about your schedule. Who? Wouldn't give a name. Said he was your landlord. Trevor, still hunting. If he calls again, don't give him any information. Of course not. Are you all right? I will be. After work calls, Luca knocks softly. May I come in? Yes. He enters with a tray. Soup, sandwiches, milk for Eli. From Nonna. She says growing boys need proper meals. Eli looks at the food with interest, real hunger for the first time in days. Tell her thank you. Tell her yourself. Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. He assumes we're staying longer than one night. We should discuss terms, I say. What terms? How long? What you expect in return? Exit strategy. Luca sits in the reading chair. You stay until it's safe to leave. I expect nothing in return. You leave when you choose to leave. That's it? That's everything. Eli offers Luca a chess pawn, the same white pawn from the hallway. Luca accepts it, studies it carefully. Important piece, the foundation of the game. Eli smiles. First real smile I've seen in months. That night, Eli sleeps soundly. First peaceful sleep since we moved to the apartment. I sit in the reading chair. Watch him breathe. Safe breathing in a safe room. A soft knock on the door. Come in. Luca appears with a cup of tea. Thought you might be awake? Couldn't sleep? New places are hard. He sets the tea on the table, doesn't sit down. The man who threatened you today, Trevor Kane, I did some research. What kind of research? He has connections, people who do dirty work for money. My chest tightens. What does that mean for us? It means this isn't just about back rent anymore. Then what is it about? Control, power, making you afraid. I look at Eli sleeping. He's succeeding. Fear is temporary. Safety can be permanent. How? By ending the threat. Something in his tone makes me look at him sharply. What does that mean? Legal channels, police reports, proper documentation. And if that doesn't work? Then we find other solutions. Other solutions. The words carry weight. I don't want violence. Neither do I. But I want your nephew safe more than I want clean hands. The honesty hits me. Raw and real. Why do you care so much? Luca looks at Eli. Because children deserve to sleep without fear. Like your daughter would have? Yes. The silence stretches, full of shared pain. I should let you rest, Luca says. Wait. He stops at the door. Thank you. For today. For all of it. You don't need to thank me. I do. Because accepting help is the hardest thing I've ever done. It gets easier. Does it? Ask me tomorrow. He leaves, closes the door softly behind him. I drink the tea, watch Eli sleep, feel something shift inside me. For the first time in months, I'm not alone. Morning comes with the smell of coffee and bacon. Real breakfast smells from a real kitchen. Eli wakes up confused, then remembers where we are. Smiles and stretches. Hungry? I ask. He nods enthusiastically. Downstairs, Nonna Rosa moves around the kitchen like a dancer. Everything has its place and timing. Good morning, she says. Her voice carries an accent, Italian maybe. Good morning. Thank you for letting us stay. No thanks needed. Luca says you have troubles. We help with troubles. Eli watches her flip pancakes. His eyes are wide with wonder. You want to help? She asks him. Eli looks at me. I nod. She gives him a small whisk, points at a bowl of batter. Mix slow, like this. Eli follows her instructions, careful and precise. When the batter is smooth, she pats his shoulder. Good helper. Pancakes will be perfect. Luca appears in the doorway, hair slightly messed, shirt sleeves rolled up, more human than the suited man I met yesterday. Morning? He says. Morning. He pours coffee, offers me a cup. How did you sleep? Better than I have in weeks. And Eli? like a baby. Nona serves pancakes, real, maple syrup, fresh fruit, the kind of breakfast families share. Eli eats steadily, focused on his food. Then he looks up at Luca. "Thank you," he whispers. His first words in 6 months. Luca's breath catches. He sets down his coffee cup. "You're welcome," he says softly. Eli nods once, goes back to eating. Nona's eyes fill with tears. She touches my arm gently. "Children know," she whispers. "They know who is safe." After breakfast, my phone buzzes. Text message, unknown number, boys' school lets out at 3:15. Playground gets crowded, easy to get lost in a crowd. My hands shake. I show Luca the message. His expression hardens. Escalation. He's threatening Eli directly now. Yes. I stand up from the table, start pacing. "I need to go to the school, tell them." "Already done. Enzo called this morning. Eli's pickup list was updated. Only you or Enzo can collect him." "You did that without asking me." I protected him without asking permission. The honesty stings, and reassures me at the same time. "What else have you done without asking?" "Made sure Trevor Kane can't get near the school, or this house, or your work." "How?" "By making it clear that threatening you has consequences." "Consequences?" Another weighted word. My phone rings. Work number. "Amina? This is Janet Morris from HR. We need to discuss your schedule." "What about it?" "You're being transferred. Day shift to night shift. Effective immediately." Night shift. When fewer people are around. When it's easier to corner someone alone. "Can I ask why?" "Operational needs." Trevor's influence. Has to be. "I'll call you back." I hang up. Look at Luca. "They're moving me to night shift. Trevor's doing." "You don't have to take it. It's the only job I have. Not the only one available. I don't want charity." "What about opportunity?" He pulls out his phone, makes a call. "Marcus, it's Luca. I have someone who needs work. Hotel experience. Impeccable references. Yes, now." "Thank you." He hangs up. "Grand Plaza Hotel, day shift. Housekeeping supervisor, 40% pay increase." Just like that, Marcus Delacroix owns the hotel. We do business together. Business. Another carefully chosen word. "I don't want to owe you." "You don't owe me anything. You owe yourself safety." Eli appears in the doorway. He's been listening. He walks to Luca, hands him another chess piece. The queen this time. "Important piece," Luca says. Eli nods. Then he looks at me and points at Luca. In our silent language, he's saying, "This one helps." The rest of the day passes quietly. Luca works in his office. I help Nona with lunch. Eli reads in the garden. Normal family rhythms. Peaceful rhythms. At 3:00, Enzo leaves to pick up Eli from school. I watch from the window until the car disappears. "He'll be safe," Luca says behind me. "How do you know?" "Because Enzo doesn't fail." 20 minutes later, they return. Eli runs up the front steps with a paper airplane in his hand. "Good day?" I ask him. He nods, shows me the airplane. "Teacher helped," he whispers. More words. Progress. "Can you show me how to make one?" He takes my hand, leads me to the kitchen table, shows me how to fold paper. His small fingers guide mine through each step. "Like this?" I ask. He shakes his head, adjusts my fold. "Better." When we're finished, we have a fleet of paper airplanes. Eli lines them up like soldiers. Luca watches from the doorway. Something shifts in his expression. Pain mixed with wonder. "They look ready for flight," he says. Eli picks up the best airplane, offers it to Luca. "For me?" Eli nods. Luca accepts the airplane like it's made of gold. "Thank you." Eli signs something with his hands. The sign for friend. Luca's breath catches again. He looks at me with questions in his eyes. He said you're his friend, I tell him. Am I yours? The question hangs between us, heavy with possibility. You're something, I say. Something good? Something necessary. It's not the answer he wanted, but it's the truth I can give him. For now, it's enough. That evening, after dinner, I call the hotel to quit my old job. Mrs. Peterson sounds surprised. You're sure about this? New positions aren't always stable. I'm sure. What about references? I'll manage. After the call, I feel lighter. One tie to Trevor cut. Regrets? Luca asks. Relief. We're sitting in the living room. Eli on the floor with his chest set, me on the couch, Luca in his chair. Domestic scene. Dangerous scene. Can I ask you something? I say. Anything. The first day, the flowers, why did you really come to my apartment? Luca is quiet for a long moment. Because my wife used to text me our address when we moved. Old habit from when we were dating. After she died, I kept expecting those texts. And when you got mine, I thought maybe it was a sign that I should help someone instead of just existing. Is that what you've been doing? Just existing? For 3 years, yes. Eli looks up from his chess pieces, moves his queen to protect his king. Smart move, Luca tells him. He's good at chess. His father taught him before. I don't finish the sentence. Before his father died. Before everything fell apart. Eli's father was your brother? Brother-in-law, Sarah's husband. They died together. Car accident. I'm sorry. Eli was in the back seat. He survived without a scratch. Hasn't been the same since. Trauma changes children. Changes everyone. Luca looks at Eli. He's stronger than he knows. How can you tell? He's protecting you. Every day. That takes strength. I watch Eli arrange his chess pieces. See what Luca sees. A small boy carrying weight too heavy for his shoulders. I want him to be a kid again. He will be, when he feels safe enough. And when will that be? When the threats stop. My phone buzzes, another unknown number. I almost don't answer. Then I see Eli watching me, waiting. I answer the call, Trevor's voice. Time's up, Amina. It's only been 1 day. Plans changed. I need the money tonight. I told you, I don't have it. Then we'll work something else out. The line goes dead. I look at Luca. His expression has gone cold. He's coming, I say. Let him come. Luca makes 3 phone calls. Low voices, short sentences. Plans forming in a language I don't understand. What's happening? I ask. Security measures. What kind of security measures? The kind that end problems permanently. My stomach twists. I don't want anyone hurt. Neither do I. But I want your family protected more than I want clean hands. Eli looks up from his chess set. He's arranged all the pieces in a defensive formation. The queen shields the king. Smart boy, Luca murmurs. Nonna appears in the doorway. Enzo's here. Enzo enters the room. His expression is grim. 2 cars circling the block, third one parked at the corner. How many men? Luca asks. At least 6. Maybe more. My hands shake. This is about me. I should leave. No, Luca says firmly. Running makes you prey. Staying makes you targets. We were already targets the moment I helped you. Something in his tone makes me look at him sharply. There's something you haven't told me. Luca exchanges a look with Enzo. Silent communication. Tell me, I demand. Trevor Kane works for Rocco Bellini, rival family. This isn't about back rent anymore. Then what is it about? Using you to get to me. The words hit like cold water. I'm bait. You were bait. Now you're protected. By who? What are you exactly? Luca's jaw tightens. Someone who solves problems. problems. Like the problem of men circling his house with bad intentions. Eli packs up his chess pieces methodically. His hands are steady. Too steady for a 7-year-old. He's done this before, I realize. What? Hidden from dangerous people. He knows the routine. Luca's expression softens. How many times? 3, maybe 4. Trevor found us everywhere we went. Not this time. How can you be sure? Because this time he's not hunting you. He's walking into a trap. Nona leads us to what looks like a regular pantry. She pushes aside boxes of cereal. Behind them, a hidden door. Safe room, she says simply. Inside, chairs, water, snacks, a small television, books, everything needed for a long wait. How often do you use this? I ask. Less now than before, Luca says. Before, when his life was more dangerous, when he had a wife and daughter to protect. Eli explores the small space, finds a chess set on one of the shelves, sets up the pieces without being asked. How long do we wait? I ask. Until it's over? How will we know? Enzo will come for us. My phone buzzes. Text from Trevor. Come outside, alone, or we come inside. I show the message to Luca. Response? He asks. I type, no, send it. Trevor calls immediately. Answer it, Luca says. Speaker on. I press accept. I'm not coming out. Then your new boyfriend dies first. Then the old woman. Then, you watch what happens to the boy before we finish you. Eli's face goes pale. He's heard threats like this before. Touch them and I'll disappear forever, I say. You'll never find me. I found you here. I'll find you anywhere. The line goes dead. Luca puts his arm around my shoulders. He's lying. How do you know? Because men who make those threats are usually too afraid to follow through. And if you're wrong? I'm not wrong about Trevor Kane. But something in his voice suggests he might be wrong about Rocco Bellini. 20 minutes pass, then footsteps above us, heavy boots on hardwood floors. Eli moves closer to me. His breathing is shallow and fast. They're inside, I whisper. Invited guests, Luca says calmly. What does that mean? Enzo let them in. Controlled entry. Voices carry through the floor, muffled but angry. Trevor's voice among them. Where is she? Someone shouts. Not here, comes the reply. Enzo's voice, steady and unbothered. More footsteps. Doors slamming, furniture being moved. They're searching, I say. Let them search. Eli abandons his chess game, crawls onto my lap, buries his face against my neck. It's okay, I whisper. We're safe. But safe feels relative when dangerous men walk above your head. A new voice joins the others, older, more controlled, used to giving orders. Enough, the voice says. They're not here. Boss said, Trevor begins. I don't care what boss said. House is empty. Boss? Not Rocco. Someone else giving orders. The voices fade. Footsteps retreat toward the front of the house. They're leaving, I whisper. Not all of them, Luca says quietly. He's right. One set of footsteps remains, pacing back and forth above us. Trevor, waiting to see if we'll emerge. An hour passes. The footsteps stop. My phone buzzes. Text from unknown number. This isn't over. Then another. We know where the boy goes to school. Then another. We know where you work. Fear spikes through me. He's going to keep hunting us. Not after tonight, Luca says. What happens tonight? Trevor Kane makes his last mistake. Something cold in his voice makes me look at him sharply. What are you planning? Justice. What kind of justice? The permanent kind. Eli lifts his head from my neck, looks at Luca with serious eyes. No more bad man? Eli whispers. No more bad man, Luca promises. How can you promise that? because some promises are easy to keep. The way he says it makes my blood run cold and warm at the same time. Footsteps approach the safe room. 3 soft knocks. Clear, comes Enzo's voice. Luca opens the hidden door. We emerge into the normal world of the kitchen. Everything looks the same, but something has changed. The air feels different, charged. Where is he? Luca asks. Gone, for now. How many men? 5, Trevor plus 4 others. Armed? All of them. Luca nods like he expected this. Phase 2 then. Phase 2. A plan I'm not part of. Don't understand. What's phase 2? I ask. You and Eli stay here. I go handle Trevor Kane. Absolutely not. This isn't a negotiation. You're right. It's not. I'm not letting you go alone. You don't have a choice. I'm the reason this started. I should be part of ending it. Luca's eyes find mine. You want to protect Eli? I want to protect you both. Same goal. Different methods. Necessary methods. Eli tugs my shirt, points at Luca, makes the sign for strong. Then he points at himself and me, makes the sign for safe. In his 7-year-old logic, Luca's strength equals our safety. Maybe he's right. How long? I ask. 2 hours, maybe 3. And if you don't come back? Enzo takes you wherever you want to go. New identities if needed. Fresh start. I don't want a fresh start. I want this one to work. Something shifts in Luca's expression. Hope, maybe, or surprise. This one. Here, with you, if that's possible. After tonight, anything's possible. He kisses my forehead, gentle and brief. Permission asked and given without words. Take care of them, he tells Nonna. Always do. He leaves with Enzo. The house becomes quiet again, but a different kind of quiet, expectant. Nonna makes hot chocolate, sets out cookies, normal comfort foods for an abnormal night. How many times has he done this? I ask her. Protected people? Many times. Gone out to handle problems personally? Not since Isabella died. Isabella, his wife. Why now? Because you reminded him who he used to be. Who was that? Someone who chose to protect instead of just surviving. Eli dunks his cookie in hot chocolate, methodical and calm. Too calm for a child whose life has been threatened. He trusts Luca? I say. Children know, Nonna repeats. They know who keeps them safe. Do you think he'll come back? Luca always comes back, even when he shouldn't. Even when he shouldn't. The words carry weight. What does that mean? Some men run toward danger. Luca is that kind of man. Is that good or bad? Depends on who needs protecting. 10:30 p.m. My phone rings. Luca's number. It's done, he says. Done how? Trevor Kane is no longer a problem. What does that mean exactly? It means you can sleep without fear tonight? Luca, I'm coming home. Have Nonna heat up dinner. The line goes dead. Home. He called it home. Eli looks up from his coloring book. Luca coming? Yes. Good. Simple 7-year-old logic. Luca keeps us safe, so Luca coming back is good. An hour later, car doors slam outside. Footsteps on the front porch. Luca enters the kitchen alone. His shirt is clean, his hands are washed. No visible signs of whatever he did tonight, but something in his eyes has changed, settled. Where's Enzo? I ask. Handling cleanup. Cleanup, another careful word. Are we safe now? You're safe, both of you. For how long? Permanently. He sits at the kitchen table, accepts the plate Nonna sets in front of him, acts like tonight was ordinary. But Eli isn't fooled. He walks to Luca, hands him the white chess pawn again. Thank you, Eli whispers. You're welcome. Bad man gone? Bad man gone. Eli nods once, then climbs onto my lap, leans against my chest. For the first time in months, his body is completely relaxed. What happens now? I ask Luca. Now you choose, stay here or start somewhere new. What do you want? I want you to feel safe making either choice. That's not what I asked. Luca meets my eyes. I want you to stay. Why? Because this house has been empty for 3 years. You and Eli make it feel like a home again. Home again. Like it was before tragedy struck. And if we stay, we figure it out together. Together. The word hangs between us, full of possibility and promise. Eli yawns against my chest, fighting sleep. Bedtime, I tell him. He doesn't argue, lets me carry him upstairs to the guest room that's starting to feel like his room. Story? He asks. I tell him about a brave knight who protected a castle, about a queen who made smart choices, about a kingdom where children could sleep safely. He falls asleep before the story ends. When I come back downstairs, Luca is washing dishes. Nona has gone to bed. Long day, I say. Worth it. Was it hard? What you had to do tonight? No, it was necessary. I stand beside him at the sink, our shoulders almost touching. I should be horrified by what you did. Are you? No, I'm grateful. Good, because I'm not sorry. I wouldn't want you to be sorry. He turns off the water, faces me. What are you thinking? That 3 days ago, I was alone and afraid. Tonight, I'm protected and something else. What else? Not sure yet, but something good. He reaches for my hand, stops just short of touching. Permission? I nod. He takes my hand in both of his, warm and careful. I haven't felt hope in 3 years, he says. What do you feel now? Like maybe I deserve a second chance. You do? Do you? I'm starting to think so. We stand in the quiet kitchen, holding hands, making silent promises. Outside, the city continues its normal rhythms. Inside, something new begins. Something that feels like the beginning of forever. 3 months later, I wake up in the guest room that's become my room. Sunlight streams through windows that face the garden. Eli's voice carries from downstairs. Actual sentences, full conversations with Nona about pancakes and chess strategy. My phone shows 2 missed messages, both from work, both with praise for my new position as assistant manager. I dress quickly and head downstairs. In the kitchen, Eli sits at the table teaching Luca a new chess move, their heads bent together in concentration. Morning, Luca says when he sees me. Morning. He pours coffee without being asked. Adds cream the way I like it. Sleep well? Better than I have in years. It's true. The nightmares stopped weeks ago. The constant looking over my shoulder. The fear that always lived in my chest. All gone. Plans for today? I ask. Eli wants to visit the zoo. Zoo day it is. Normal family conversation. Normal family plans. Eli finishes his breakfast, runs upstairs to get his backpack. He's different, I tell Luca. How? Happy, like a regular kid. You're different too. How? You smile now. Real smiles. It's true. Somewhere in the past 3 months, I learned how to be happy again. Eli returns with his backpack. Inside, his chess set, a sketchbook, and the white pawn Luca gave him that first night. Ready? He announces. Let's go see some elephants, Luca says. We pile into Luca's car. Eli chatters about which animals he wants to see first. Normal 7-year-old excitement. At a red light, Luca reaches for my hand. Permission? He asks. Always. He intertwines our fingers, holds on tight. In the back seat, Eli draws pictures of lions and tigers, occasionally looking up to share a fact about animal habitats. This is nice, I tell Luca. What is? Being normal, being a family. We are a family. Are we? What else would we be? I don't know. I never had one before. Not a real one. Neither did I, not since Isabella. And now? Now I remember what it felt like to want to protect something precious. Something precious. That's what we've become to each other. At the zoo, Eli runs from exhibit to exhibit, points out animals to Luca with endless enthusiasm. Look, the lion is sleeping. Smart lion. Lions sleep 18 hours a day. Why? Because hunting takes a lot of energy. They rest up for when they need to be strong. Luca catches my eye over Eli's head, smiles slightly. We're all learning how to rest between battles. That afternoon, we sit in the garden behind the brownstone. Eli naps on a blanket under the apple tree. Luca reads the newspaper. I sketch the peaceful scene. What are you drawing? Luca asks. This, right now, in case I forget how good it feels. You won't forget. How do you know? Because good things leave permanent marks, just like bad things do. Is this permanent? What we have? Luca sets down his newspaper, looks at me with serious eyes. Do you want it to be? Yes. Then it is. Just like that? Just like that. He reaches into his jacket pocket, pulls out a small velvet box. My breath catches. I'm not asking for an answer now, he says. I'm asking for the possibility of a future answer. He opens the box. Inside, a simple silver ring with a small diamond. Luca? I know it's fast. I know we're still figuring things out. It's not fast. It's right. Is it? 3 months ago, I thought I'd never feel safe again. Today, I'm sitting in a garden with the man I love, watching my nephew sleep peacefully. If that's not a miracle, I don't know what is. The man you love? Did I say that out loud? You did. Good, because I meant it. He slips the ring onto my finger. Perfect fit. How did you know my size? Nonna guessed. Nonna knew? Nonna knows everything. I look at the ring, simple and beautiful, like the life we're building together. Yes, I tell him. Yes what? Yes to the ring. Yes to the future. Yes to all of it. He kisses me then, slow and sweet, full of promise. Eli wakes up from his nap, sees us kissing, grins widely. Finally, he says. Finally what? You two are taking forever to figure it out. Luca laughs. Smart kid. The smartest, I agree. We sit together in the garden, Luca's arm around me, Eli leaning against both of us, the afternoon sun warm on our faces. What happens now? I ask. Now we live happily, Luca says. Is it really that simple? The best things usually are. Eli picks up his white chess pawn, sets it carefully in the center of our little circle. Foundation piece, he says seriously. What does that mean? I ask. It means we're strong enough to protect each other now? 7 years old and wiser than most adults. Yes, I tell him. We are. 6 months later, we're planning a wedding in the same garden where Luca first asked me to marry him. Eli helps Nonna arrange white peonies in mason jars. He's particular about the flower placement. Everything has to be perfect. More flowers here, he tells Nonna. Luca says peonies mean honor. Luca is right. And Amina deserves lots of honor. She does. I watch them work together, my heart full to overflowing. Second thoughts? Luca asks behind me. About the wedding? Never. About anything? About leaving my old life behind? Never. About trusting you with our safety? Never. About believing in happy endings? Never. That's a lot of nevers. I'm a woman of strong opinions. One of the things I love about you. Love. The word still makes me catch my breath. After months of hearing it, it still feels like a gift. I love you too. Enough to marry me in 3 days? Enough to marry you right now if we had a priest. We do have a priest. Father Miguel is in the kitchen eating Nonna's cookies. Then what are we waiting for? The dress to be hemmed, the cake to be frosted, The photographer to arrive. Details. Important details. But he's right. The details don't matter. The only thing that matters is the promise we're making to each other. To love. To protect. To choose each other every day. Eli runs over with a handful of peonies. For your hair, he tells me. I kneel down to his level. What do you think? Will I make a good bride? The best bride, because Luca will be the best husband. How do you know? Because he kept his promises. He said no more bad man. He said we'd be safe. He said we'd be a family. And we are all those things? We are. Simple truth from a child who's seen too much and learned to recognize real safety when he finds it. I love you, Eli. I love you too. And I love Luca. And I love Nona. And I love our house. Our house. Not Luca's house anymore. Ours. We're lucky, I tell him. Not lucky. Brave. What do you mean? We were brave enough to let someone help us. That's harder than being afraid. 7 years old and teaching me lessons about courage. That night, after Eli is asleep, Luca and I sit on the front steps of our brownstone. Nervous? He asks. About the wedding? No. About being happy? Yes. Why does happiness make you nervous? Because I've never had anything this good before. Part of me keeps waiting for something to go wrong. What if nothing goes wrong? Then I'll learn how to trust good things. That's all any of us can do. A car drives slowly past the house. For a split second, my body tenses. Old habits. But the car keeps going. Just someone heading home after a long day. You felt that, Luca observes. Old instincts. They'll fade. Will they? Most of them, the useful ones, will stay. Which ones are useful? The ones that help you protect what matters. What matters? Him, Eli, our family, our home, our future together. I can live with that. Good, because I plan to spend the rest of my life giving you things worth protecting. He takes my hand, runs his thumb over my engagement ring. 3 more days, I say. 3 more days until what? Until I'm officially yours. You've been officially mine since the night you let me help you. When did you know? Know what? That you wanted to keep us. When Eli handed me that chess pawn and looked at me like I might actually be someone worth trusting. And when did you know you loved me? When I watched you teach him how to fold paper airplanes, the way you guided his hands, the patience in your voice. That's when I knew you were someone worth loving. Worth loving, after years of feeling disposable, unwanted, in the way, worth loving. Best answer ever. True answer. We sit in comfortable silence, watching our neighborhood settle into evening peace. Thank you, I tell him. For what? For seeing something in us worth saving. Thank you for letting me try. 3 days later, we're married in the garden, surrounded by white peonies and the people who've become our family. Eli carries the rings. Nona cries happy tears. Enzo grins like a proud uncle. When the priest pronounces us husband and wife, Luca kisses me like he's been waiting his whole life for this moment. Maybe he has been. Maybe we both have. At the reception, Eli gives a toast. To Luca and Amina, he says, holding up his cup of apple juice. Thank you for showing me that families can choose each other. Choose each other. Perfect way to describe what we've built. That night, after the guests have gone home and the dishes are washed, the 3 of us sit in our garden. Husband, wife, son in all the ways that matter. What do you think? Luca asks Eli. Was it a good wedding? Perfect wedding. Perfect family. Perfect life. Perfect life. From a boy who once couldn't speak because the world had hurt him too much. Yes, I agree. Perfect life. I look at my husband. He smiles back. We are finally, truly, completely home.